Hi, I'm Dr. James Pumarata, a physical therapist over at Complete Physical Rehab in Jersey City, New Jersey. And today we're going to go over my top 3 exercises that you may not have thought of for preventing and reducing lower back pain in the workplace. Now, in my last video, I talked about getting up out of your desk and talked about proper posture when sitting in the workplace. So today what we're going to do is talk about my top 3 favorite exercises that you may not have thought of that can actually help to prevent lower back pain, improve circulation in your lower back and your extremities, as well as to possibly reduce lower back pain in the workplace. Now, the first one is quite simple. You're at your desk and you've gotten up, you have good posture, you've gotten up already, and you say to yourself, okay, what do I do first? First thing that I would do is I would pin my legs up against the table or the edge of my desk. I would place my 2 hands. Hopefully you have enough range in your shoulders to be able to place them in your lower part of your hip here. And then I would lean backward. Now remember, with all of these stretches that you do, stretching is something that's done gently. It's something that's not done aggressively, and certainly not something that's done moderately, because you're doing a lot of them throughout the day, as I said in the earlier video. So from here, because you're getting up almost every 30 to 45 minutes each time. So once you get up, you gently lean backward until you feel a light compression in your back, and you hold it for 10 seconds. So again, from this position, leaning backward, hold it for 10 seconds, and relax. And then you'll probably want to do about 10 of these, 10 for 10, for this exercise. Now just realize that there may be one position that may be more painful than another. So if this exercise certainly causes pain, well then maybe you shouldn't do this exercise at this time. But these are all general exercises that you can do for your lower back. What I like to do is also add a different play to it. When we sit, we get tight here in our hips. So one way that you can also make this a nice hip exercise or a hip stretch is to put one leg forward against the edge of the desk and one leg back. And now lean backward. And now you'll feel it through the front and as well through the lower back. Hold for 10 seconds and release. And then you can do, again, the opposite side. Hold for 10 and release. Why put your foot or your leg at the edge of the desk? Well, quite simply, it gives your leg a frame of reference so that way you can't cheat. Plain and simple. From there, the second exercise that you can do at your workspace is to put your feet together, one hand downward, and lean to the side. Again, feeling stretch along this whole area, and then partially through this long muscle that comes around the whole back area, your latissimus. Feel that light pull here, hold for 10 seconds, and then repeat 10 times. Sliding your hand along the side of your leg allows you to, again, not cheat. And relax. Why do we not do twisting or rotation in standing? Well, quite simply, twisting and rotation in standing can cause some pain possibly in your disc or in your lower back. So when you're standing, you're putting compression through your back and then twisting as well, which will cause torsion in the back, and then that might cause pain. So what we like to do here in Complete Physical Rehab is to teach straight linear positions, backward, sideways. And then the last position before you go back to work is to go back into your chair nicely, spread your legs apart, and run your hands down the front of your legs, feeling a nice gentle stretch in your lower back. Again, holding for 10 seconds, coming back up, and repeating 10 times. Now here's another nifty trick that I'll teach you. Just a secret that you might find quite useful as well. Remember when I talked about in my last video that some of the muscles in your legs get tight as a function of sitting? Well, your hamstrings certainly get tight as a function of sitting. So one way that you can sort of stretch out and get both a stretch for your lower back as well as your legs is to put one leg forward and now lean. So now you get the benefit of a hamstring stretch and a lower back stretch. So you can do them in isolation, and then certainly you can do them together. opposite side. Now, do we get caught up in the position, or do we get caught up in the technique of whether our knee needs to be straight or our foot needs to be back? Well, certainly any person would tell you that you would need to keep your knee straight or your foot backward. But for our purposes here, as long as you feel it and you feel the pull, it's gentle, that's all you really need. Keep it simple. I feel a pull here, I feel a pull here. Wow, I must be really tight. And then I stretch. And then I can go back and produce at work and go back to doing what I was doing at work. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully those were some tips that you may not have thought of with exercise or preventing exercises that can prevent lower back pain in the workplace.